Like, I do. I do. It's not even I like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be needing hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports. I just never could do it.
The internet thought it had already witnessed the most dramatic celebrity breakup of the year until now. Because what has just surfaced about Remy Ma and Papoose has fans in complete disbelief, gossip blogs scrambling for updates, and social media running at full tilt. We are talking about alleged private messages, serious cheating accusations, emotional fallout, and personal photos that were never meant to be seen publicly. And now, people close to the situation are claiming this marriage has been under serious strain for far longer than anyone on the outside ever suspected. It all started with a single cryptic post that appeared harmless at first glance, until fans started reading between the lines and noticed something buried inside it. Within minutes, screenshots began flooding every corner of the internet. Then came the blurry late-night photos. Then came the alleged leaked messages. And suddenly, the couple once widely regarded as hip-hop's gold standard for loyalty was being torn apart publicly in front of millions of people. Fans could not process what they were seeing. Every refresh brought a new revelation. Every gossip account had a different inside source. And the deeper people dug into the story, the more troubling the picture became. But the situation truly erupted when a voice recording allegedly connected to the fallout began circulating online. The clip was raw, emotional, and loaded with accusations serious enough that people immediately recognized there was likely no path back from this. One side allegedly accused the other of years of hidden betrayal. The other side threatened to surface secrets capable of permanently damaging reputations. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more intense, photos began spreading across social media that added an entirely new dimension to the story. Now the internet is completely divided. Some believe Remy Ma finally reached a breaking point after years of disrespect kept behind closed doors. Others think Papoose hit his limit after enduring more than most people knew in silence. But according to multiple people familiar with the situation, the full truth behind this relationship is reportedly far darker, far messier, and far more complicated than anything that has surfaced publicly so far. And if the rumored unreleased screenshots actually make their way online, this scandal could reach a level that nobody in hip-hop is fully prepared for. Because everyone assumed Remy Ma and Papoose were untouchable. Through prison sentences, cheating rumors, relentless public scrutiny, and years of industry turbulence, they somehow held on through everything that dismantled other celebrity relationships. Fans called them the last real marriage in hip-hop. They were supposed to be living proof that genuine loyalty could still exist in an industry defined by hidden affairs and performative love. And that's exactly what makes this so difficult to watch. Because if this relationship couldn't survive, it forces a lot of people to reconsider everything they thought they knew about it. Behind the scenes, people close to the situation are now claiming the relationship had been quietly deteriorating for years, and that the explosion currently unfolding online was by most accounts only a matter of time. The first real sign that something was seriously wrong came late one night when an anonymous account posted what appeared to be screenshots of private messages allegedly connected to Papoose. Initially, fans brushed it off. Fake celebrity leaks surface every single day. But then people started noticing details that felt too specific to be fabricated. The language read as deeply personal. The timestamps lined up with known public appearances, and one message in particular stopped the internet cold. It allegedly showed someone pleading with another woman not to go public with their relationship until everything with Remy was officially settled. That single line detonated social media. Within minutes, blogs were reposting the screenshots. TikTok creators were breaking down every word frame by frame. Twitter spaces filled with thousands of people talking over each other, trying to determine whether the messages were authentic. Then a second leak appeared. Alleged conversations from someone in Remy's inner circle claiming she had already been aware of the situation for months and was simply waiting for the right moment to bring everything into the open. That's when the photos surfaced. The images were blurry, poorly lit, and chaotic, but fans immediately started piecing things together. One photo allegedly showed Papoose seated closely beside an unidentified woman at a luxury hotel lounge. Another appeared to capture the same woman stepping into a black SUV connected to private security team. Nobody could officially confirm the images, but the internet didn't wait for confirmation. The damage was already in motion. People began pulling up old interviews, pointing to moments where Remy visibly appeared tense whenever Papoose spoke publicly about loyalty and trust. Then came the audio recording. A blogger claimed the clip came directly from someone embedded deep inside the situation. The moment it dropped, everything escalated sharply. In the alleged recording, a voice bearing a strong resemblance to Papoose could be reportedly heard saying he was exhausted from protecting someone who had never extended that same protection to him. Fans erupted. For years, Papoose had cultivated a public image as the devoted husband who kept everything grounded while Remy navigated the spotlight. But now people were openly questioning whether he'd been quietly struggling behind that image the entire time.
What allegedly happened next made everything worse. According to insiders, Remy completely unraveled after hearing the recording spread across the internet. She reportedly began calling people in the middle of the night, demanding to know who had leaked the audio, and warning that she was prepared to expose information that would damage everyone connected to the situation. One gossip account claimed a heated argument erupted inside the home, so intense that neighbors reported hearing crashing sounds coming from inside the property. Then, both sides went fully public. Remy posted a message about fake loyalty, hidden betrayal, and men who operate like snakes while presenting themselves as something entirely different. Fans immediately understood who the message was directed at. But before anyone could fully process that, Papoose allegedly responded with a post of his own, stating that he had stayed silent for years specifically to protect his daughter from public humiliation, but that he was done shielding lies. That single statement shifted everything. The internet fractured into opposing camps overnight. Some fans stood firmly behind Remy, arguing she had every right to be furious if she had been betrayed behind closed doors. Others rallied around Papoose, pointing out that he had remained by her side through a prison sentence, constant public scrutiny, and persistent rumors, all while allegedly being disrespected privately for years. Every major celebrity blog chose a side. Every live stream devolved into a debate. And then another layer entered the story. Rumors began spreading that a female athlete with a prior connection to Papoose had allegedly been involved with him for far longer than anyone publicly knew. Social media investigators immediately went to work, pulling archived interviews, flagging old Instagram activity, surfacing deleted comments, and cross-referencing event photos in an attempt to map out a timeline that overlapped with the marriage. One viral TikTok racked up millions of views after fans identified what appeared to be matching backgrounds in two separate photos posted months apart. That discovery pushed things to a new level entirely. According to insiders, Remy allegedly began sharing private conversations between Papoose and the rumored woman with people in her close circle. The screenshots supposedly contained late-night messages, exchanges about gifts, and emotional confessions. One alleged text caused particular outrage. It appeared to show Papoose telling the woman he was nearly free from the marriage. The people who had once held him up as the model of what a devoted husband looked like suddenly began calling him calculating and dishonest. But then the story flipped again. A new set of alleged messages connected to Remy emerged online, and they painted a completely different picture. The screenshots supposedly showed her discussing another man behind Papoose's back, while continuing to present the marriage publicly as solid and intact. At that point, no one knew what to believe anymore. Every hour brought a fresh accusation. Every new leak darkened the picture further. One blogger claimed both sides had quietly been building cases against each other for over a year, almost as though both understood a very public confrontation was inevitable. Another insider alleged that several mutual friends had already stepped back from the couple because the relationship had grown emotionally volatile and unstable behind closed doors long before any of this became public. Then came what many considered the most damaging leak of all. An anonymous account posted alleged voice notes from a woman connected to the situation, openly mocking how hollow the marriage appeared in private. In the clip, the woman laughed while claiming the couple had only maintained their public relationship because the image served both of their careers. Fans who had spent years defending Remy and Papoose as the real thing suddenly began re-examining every interview, every affectionate photo, and every public appearance through an entirely different lens. And somehow, it still wasn't over. A prominent celebrity blogger then claimed Remy allegedly confronted one of the women tied to the rumors during a private gathering, and that the exchange became so heated that security had to physically intervene before the situation turned into something far worse. Nobody could confirm. The story spread across social media so rapidly that hashtags connected to the situation started trending worldwide within hours. Meanwhile, Papoose allegedly began telling people close to him that he was tired of being cast as the villain in this narrative, and that he was seriously considering sitting down for a full interview to share his side of the story. That possibility alone sent shockwaves through the fan base because people understood what it meant. This was a man who had stayed quiet for years. If he was genuinely ready to speak openly, the secrets buried inside that marriage were likely far more serious than anyone had allowed themselves to imagine. Remy reportedly caught wind of the potential interview and allegedly warned mutual friends that if he chose to expose her publicly, she would expose everything in return. That single threat sent gossip pages into an absolute frenzy, because insiders began claiming that both sides were sitting on information capable of ending each other's careers entirely. Then social media ignited again when another alleged photo surfaced. This one looked even more damaging than the ones before it. The image supposedly showed Papoose holding hands with the rumored woman as they entered a private event through the back entrance. Fans immediately noticed that the timestamp appeared to match a weekend during which Remy was publicly posting family photos as though everything in her life was perfectly normal. People began calling it one of the most elaborate performances of fake love hip-hop had ever seen. The pressure became unbearable. Sources claim Remy allegedly broke down emotionally behind the scenes after realizing that public opinion was shifting against her far faster than she had anticipated. According to one insider, she had genuinely believed fans would automatically take her side once the cheating allegations became public. But instead, people began resurfacing old rumors about her own past behavior. That's when the situation turned truly vicious. Remy allegedly began posting subtle but pointed jabs online aimed directly at Papoose's character, ego, and private conduct. Every new post felt less like celebrity gossip and more like two people committed to emotionally dismantling each other in full public view. Papoose allegedly responded privately by telling people in his circle that he deeply regretted staying silent for as long as he had, because the truth always finds its way to the surface eventually. That quote leaked online almost immediately and went viral within hours. Fans began speculating wildly about exactly what hidden truths he was referring to. Some believed financial betrayal was at the center of it. Others were convinced there had been years of undisclosed affairs running on both sides simultaneously. Then the internet stumbled onto something that reframed the entire story. People began noticing that many of the alleged leaked screenshots and audio recordings appeared to have been saved long before the public drama ever broke open. That realization shifted the entire conversation. Fans began believing that both Remy and Papoose may have been quietly and deliberately preparing for this very public confrontation for months. Suddenly, everything either of them posted was being treated like evidence. A melancholy caption became a veiled threat. A song lyric became a coded accusation. An Instagram unfollow became breaking news. The marriage that once stood as a symbol of genuine loyalty in hip-hop had transformed into one of the most chaotic and painful public implosions social media had witnessed in years. Fans were no longer asking whether the relationship was over. They were asking how much further this destruction was going to go before someone finally stopped the fear. But according to insiders, the most damaging revelations still haven't come out yet. One gossip account claims there are unreleased recordings so serious that multiple people connected to both sides are actively pleading with them not to post anything further. Another source alleges attorneys have already been brought in behind the scenes because the volume and nature of the leaks has escalated completely beyond anyone's control. And if even a fraction of what's being reported turns out to be accurate, this story is nowhere close to finished. Because right now, the entire internet is waiting for the next screenshot, the next voice note, the next photo, the next moment of public fallout. And based on how far this has already gone, the fear is that whatever comes next could permanently erase everything Remy Ma and Papoose spent years building together. If you've stayed with this story all the way through, then you already understand this is no longer just celebrity gossip. What's unfolding between Remy Ma and Papoose has become one of the most layered and relentless public breakdowns hip-hop has seen in a very long time. New leaks, fresh accusations, and shocking developments keep surfacing almost by the hour. Nobody knows what the next reveal will uncover, who is actually telling the truth, or how much more volatile this situation is going to become. So if you don't want to miss a single update as this story continues to develop, hit the like button and subscribe before the next part drops, because the deeper this goes, the more complicated it gets. I want to know where you stand. Is Remy justified for taking everything public after allegedly being betrayed behind closed doors? Or did Papoose finally reach a point where silence was no longer something he could maintain? And what do you make of all these photos and recordings surfacing the way they have? Genuine fallout?